How much does a life coach charge per hour? Well, the range is quite a bit, but I'm going to give you 5 specific things to take into account when you're looking at that. When we can live life on our terms, on a holistic level, taking into account not just our business lives, but also our health, all of our relationships, from friends, family, partners, the world changes. All right, so if you're a life coach or you're considering being a life coach or you're exploring life coaches like, I don't know how much I should be paying. Fair enough, all those are great questions. The reality is that life coaches will charge anywhere from, I don't know, $50 an hour to the highest I've ever heard is somebody charging $50,000 an hour. How accurate that is, I don't know, but was one of the most expensive coaches in the world, primarily worked with the Hollywood elite, and candidly, that person said they charge so much just because some people want to say they pay that much for a coach. Right or wrong, price can be an indicator of value. So the 5 things that you need to think of, first off, is think about who is the niche, who are you going after, and who are you helping, in what way. If you're helping kids that are just getting out of college and they're state school kids, they may or may not have a lot of money, so you may be on the lower end of things. If you're working with high-end private equity people, like I do, or business owners who've exited businesses for hundreds of millions of dollars and they're lost, like I do, then those people can afford to pay a different range. Excuse me, I'm fighting lagging COVID cough. So, but first off, identify and write down your niche. Think about that thing. Then the second piece is, what is the experience you're bringing to the table? You have to take into account what are the outcomes you provided, and we're going to hit outcomes specifically in a minute, but what is the experience you can bring? So if you're just starting, well, you may have limited experience. Maybe you are a young kid and you're working, but you just got out of school and you found your dream job and you want to help coach other people to find their dream job. Maybe you've had teaching and you've had a lot of experience in how you actually work and communicate and facilitate with people, but you're getting into the coaching space and you're gonna I want to help people. Maybe you're helping single moms. Maybe you're helping people with health or food or body image or things like that. There's a wide variety, excuse me, that ideally is going to be able to help you approach that and look at it in a little different way, but define what are the experience points you have. As an example, I have over 30 years of business experience. I built my first of 16 companies when I was 19. I've helped multiple companies, I don't know how many, go get more than a 10x growth spurt. And I've helped a bunch of companies. I've had 4 where we've actually gone from entrepreneurial to billion-dollar market caps. I've worked with billionaires across the world, helping them achieve great outcomes. But I have a lot of experience in that space, boatloads of experience, and I'm very, very confident and comfortable when I go into that space. Now, the next one is, do you have some form of a certification? Sometimes that matters, sometimes it doesn't. If you're new and green, it definitely can help because it adds validity. When you add validity to who you are, it says, I've chosen to invest time and energy in becoming better at what I'm doing. I'm investing in myself, therefore it's going to make me better when I'm working with you. The more certifications you have, the more letters, excuse me, sometimes it'll actually help and it'll empower you to be able to charge more. So if you're interested in certifications, we offer a full certification and toolbox that you can get at our site, which is lifeon-yourterms.com. You can go there. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out and be happy to help you with it. The fourth thing, and this one's probably the biggest, is invest the time and energy to list out what are the outcomes you're going to be able to help provide somebody. For me, if I can help somebody reconnect with their spouse, reconnect with their kids, not have a heart attack, you just list all these things out there. By being able to help and really work with them, then that in and of itself is going to help you define, wow, if I get these outcomes, how much are these outcomes worth? For this specific niche, how much would people be willing to pay to have these outcomes? And it has a huge, huge impact. And then once you start pushing on that, remember, you are going to have to deliver. So make sure that you're really leaning in on what you need to do to deliver those outcomes, but list all those outcomes out. And then the fifth thing and the last thing that I think has a big impact on what you can charge is, do you have a guarantee? Do you have some sort of promise? And a guarantee is specifically associated with finances, but it really makes you put your money where your mouth is. I guarantee all the work I do. Some of my clients need contracts, but it's usually because their internal audits need to have a contract. But I don't say I don't need contracts or agreements. I only want to work with people that I know I'm helping, that I'm having an impact, that I'm helping them get better and stronger. And by doing that, I guarantee everything I work. So I'm expensive, I'm $1,500 an hour, but if you feel like we didn't get value out of that day, you feel like we'll talk about it, and worst to worst, we part friends. Now, this forces you to be very, very genuine and very selective with who you choose to work with. And then you have to be ultra present to really change their life, because you're really leaning into that. But when you do it and you do it well, it disarms people and they're like, wow, this person's guaranteeing it. All right, they either believe it or, I have to invest my time, but what do I have to lose? Now, in the 30 years I've been doing this, I've only had one person who actually called me out on that. And that was my fault, because I took somebody I shouldn't have. But if you're wondering how much do you charge, it can be anywhere from $50 on up. A lot of life coaches are in the $200 to $500 range. But it's really going to depend on the niche, who you're helping, what experience you're bringing to the table, what sort of certifications you have, what are the outcomes you're going to provide, and then do you have some sort of guarantee or pledge to make it easy for them to do so. So ideally, around my coughing, you found some value in this. Feel free to go to lifeon-yourterms.com. If you got questions, send us a note. Please subscribe. And again, thank you very much for putting up with my coughing bullshit today. Anyway, keep smiling.